now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and today it's time to kick off Sandra Bullock month. And we're going to take a look at Love Potion number 9, starring Sandra Bullock, Tate Donovan, Mary Mara, Dale Midkiff, Anne Bancroft, Dylan Baker, and Adrian Paul. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. As I said in the introduction, today we kick off a brand new month. We go back to our scaled back weeks, just Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for our featured artist, our theme, if you will. Saturday is still new release, Sunday still Warzone. Just the 31 days took its toll, and I definitely need to recuperate before doing it all over again in December. We're going to talk about Sandra Bullock movies this month, and I'm really looking forward to this. I hope you guys are too. Let's get into Love Potion number 9. As our movie opens, Paul Matthews is a lonely biochemist with a crush on his unavailable coworker, biologist Diane Farrow. His friends decide to take Paul to a gypsy down on 34th and Vine named Madame Ruth. After reading his palm and seeing absolutely no romance whatsoever in his life, Ruth gives him a small sample of love potion number 8 on a piece of paper. Now, as a scientist, Paul has his doubts about its effectiveness, so he throws it into the trash when he gets home. Paul's friends then buy him the services of Marissa, but all they do is talk. That evening, Paul's cat gets into the trash and eats some of the potion, and then meows and ends up attracting all the other cats in the neighborhood. When Paul sees the results, he takes it to Diane, and together they look into the scientific properties of the potion. After analyzing it, they decide to use themselves as human test subjects. As a result, Diane ends up attracting an Italian car mogul as well as the Prince of England and getting a makeover in the process. Meanwhile, Paul has a string of hookups with women in bars, cars, supermarkets, and sorority houses. Over time, Paul and Diane begin to realize their romantic attraction to each other, and they end up becoming involved. Eventually, Paul plans a proposal to Diane. However, when he comes by her house to do so, she's not there. Later, she tells him that she has fallen for her on-again, off-again hookup, Gary. Paul is devastated by this and decides that he really wants to try to get her back. Marissa comes over to his house to try to steal his stereo, and after trying the potion in his bathroom, she makes Paul gladly give her all of the valuables that he possesses, including his remaining supply of the potion. After waking up from his infatuation, Paul gets an idea, and Madame Ruth confirms that somebody who looks exactly like Gary came in and bought all her remaining stock of love potion number 8. He then phones Diane in order to tell her that Gary is using the potion on her, but Gary forbids her to talk to him any longer. After weeks of unsuccessful attempts, Paul goes back to Madame Ruth, who gives him love potion number 9, which will not create love, but remove the things that are obscuring it, such as love potion number 8. However, if Diane was never in love with Paul in the first place, Paul will love her for his entire life, and she will eternally hate him. Paul then asks 3 of his friends to help him try and force Diane to take love potion number 9, but they don't believe him. Marissa arrives at the house and uses love potion number 8 to rob all of them, proving the power of the potion. When they arrive at the house, Diane's friend and matron of honor tells them that Diane and Gary are to be married in an hour, but she suspects that something is wrong with Diane. Paul explains the situation to her, and she agrees to give Diane a sample of the potion. Things go terribly wrong, but Marissa, having tricked Gary's potion bottle away from him, causes havoc and effectively ends the wedding, which gives Paul the opportunity to drink potion number 9, kiss Diane, and wait 5 minutes as per the instructions. The effect kicks in too late, but in the end, Diane runs away from Gary and into Paul's arms as our film comes to its end. I thought this was a good way to start Sandra Bullock month because it gave us an inside look at kind of that quirky girl next door, almost ugly duckling that turns into swan type of characteristics that would follow Sandra Bullock in some of her romantic comedies throughout her career. You know, it was charming. And anybody that knows the song Love Potion number 9, as everybody should, I mean, I'm sure you guys heard it at least once or twice over the month of October leading into and around Halloween. The fact that they were able to tie in 34th and Vine, Madame Ruth, and some of the other little things within the song into the greater story of the film, I thought was just a nice little tip of the hat, if you will, to the original source material that they were kind of pulling from. Tate Donovan, I thought, did a great job. The only other thing I can think of that I've ever seen him do, and if we want to get technical, didn't see him, heard him, it's the voice of Hercules in Disney's film from 97, I want to say it was. So it was kind of cool getting to see a face to go with the voice of Hercules. But at the end of the day, it was all about Sandra. It was all about her kind of getting that first major role that would then spiral into some of the other stuff we're going to see over the course of the month. This was my first time having watched this film, and I can see why a lot of people fell in love with her after seeing this role, because she just has that charm and that charisma that you want from a leading lady. She was so good in it. I can totally get why she was able to spiral into bigger and better things, like we're going to talk about tomorrow, but we'll get there in a minute. When it comes to my rating of Love Potion number 9, keeping in mind it's my first time watching it, so don't hold it against me too much, but I give it a solid 3.5 out of 5. I thought it was a good story. I thought all the players did a great job in it. Tate Donovan and Sandra Bullock had good chemistry together. I kind of wish they had been able to do something else down the road, much in the same vein of Keanu and her, but such is life. But 3.5 out of 5 stars, though, for me, when it comes to Love Potion number 9. What did you guys think? Let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. Let's have that conversation, that discussion, that debate, that interaction, like I always want from you, my fans, my viewing audience, in the comments below. And make sure you guys tune in on Friday, right here to the Casa D18 Studios channel for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. And we're going to get down and dirty in the future, and we're going to discuss Demolition Man, starring Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes, Sandra Bullock, Nigel Hawthorne, Benjamin Bratt, Dennis Leary, Bill Cobbs, Glenn Shaddix, Troy Evans, Rob Schneider, and Jesse Ventura. You're not going to want to miss out on that right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, right here on another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, Demolition Man. Now, Demolition Man, and I know I'll get more in depth with it when I get there on Friday, that was my first exposure to Sandra Bullock. So that one always and forever will hold a special place in my heart. But it's also such an amazing movie. It's also probably the only one I'm doing this month where she's not the star of the film. Yes, she is the leading lady, but no one can argue that it's not Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes' movie. She's third. Still, great spot to be with that type of company. But I do believe it's the only film I'm covering where she is not the star of the movie. So, to all my fans and viewers out there, thank you so much for tuning in and joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure that notification bell is turned on. That way you're alerted anytime a video goes live right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel. Share this video with your family, friends, loved ones, co-workers, movie fanatics, cinephiles, Sandra Bullock fans, Tate Donovan fans, fans of the Psalm love Potiion number 9. Anybody you can think of that would enjoy this video and my content, share the video with them. It's the only way we're going to boost up my visibility in YouTube's algorithms so I can eventually get monetized, make some money on this endeavor. Thank you once again to everyone who joined me today and tuned in. It means more to me than you'll ever know, and I will see you guys next time.